$54.35. Six, 7, 8. 6, 6, 7, 8. And these are for the kitchen utensils and whatnot. This is a cabinet under the sink. Now I want it to be this big because I've got to drain the sink. But beyond that, this will be a good spot for him to put his big blenders and stuff. Also, I'm going to be putting in a triple filtration with the UV light water system. So I may fit that right inside this cabinet as well as the drain and the Vitamix. And then this would be a clothes dresser, an armoire. So I may set this off. In other words, this may be glossy white laminate faces. This could be white oak. Maybe I'm going to pull it off in some direction. This is for a recessed induction cooktop that'll sit above this. So now this is ready to go in. As you can see in the rear, when I actually build this thing out of 80/20, it's going to be pretty much just like this. I shortcut this part here because my wheel well, I'm actually sending this galley over the wheel well slightly to gain some more space. So you have to shortcut the wheel well. Once I set it in place, I'll cleat this in and we'll have a spot here for a spice drawer. But really, when this goes to real 80/20 framing, we just continue the framing and we put the drawer glides on the framing. So this is wide open and it breathes through into the garage. Let's put it inside without breaking it. Easy, buddy. Easy. Oh, I love building vans. So now I'm testing. I'm going to start building my swing out armoire that lives in the shower. And it's going to live above the toilet. The toilet will also be stored in the shower. And when it's needed, it's either going to come out on glides, drawer glides that are mounted on the wall, or it's going to swing out on a hinged platform into position. And then this is where the toilet would be used. But the primary focus, the main objective for this owner, is to have a nice big lounge area up here and a place where you can stretch out, have a workstation, a dining area. So we got to get that toilet out of the way and keep our Armoire pantry going. So what I'm doing now, this is the galley, and we're going to have 3/4 inch drawer fronts, okay, mounted proud. So those are going to be 3/4 of an inch beyond our face frame. That means your countertop, the way we position them in the van, is they have a 1-inch overhang off the face frame. We only let them come past 1/4 inch past the drawer fronts. So that's where your countertop's going to sit. And it's 1 inch. This is 1-inch foam. The countertop is another inch buildup off of my galley frame. So now this represents the mass of this Armoire. It's going to go, I'm not sure where. I'm going to leave some room every which way. This is probably going to be a 3-inch piece of 80/20. So what I'm doing now is I know my hinge point is right here. So I've arrived at a size for this Armoire. See this? I can't go much bigger than that. This is 19 by 16. So if I were to put a 1/2 inch drawer box in here, it's going to be 18. We give up a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch. Then you got your drawer slides, another 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch. That's 2 inches off. So 19 would be a 17-inch wide drawer. I don't think we're going to build drawer boxes here. I think we're going to create the pockets and find those canvas drawers that would slide in and out of here. I'm still brainstorming. You know how this goes. I think it through right to the last minute. But this is the main concern today. This is my focus right now, is to build this skeletal system for this Armoire, hinged off this corner. It's going to go right in like that. When you need to take a shower, you just bring it out here. Yeah, it's got to stay out here while you're taking your shower. And then you bring it back in when you're done. So I'm leaving myself plenty of room here for any build outs we may have to do, but this is pretty much where this is going to stay. I've got a net 24-36 shower pan on the inside. Okay, 24-36. That's my net shower pan on the inside. In order to get that, I've got to go a 1/2 inch that way, and I'm going to go 3/4 this way. I'm 41 inches. To get a 36 shower pan net, I've got a box that's 41 inches because I need room for my plumbing. I need room for my 1/2 inch over here, and then the entire interior gets skinned with PVC. All right, so I can go out now and start to build my frame for this Armoire. Easy, buddy. Let's see if we can get a clamp on this thing. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, let's raise it up to there, like that. And we'll get another clamp down here until we get some screws in there. see how this works. I could hold a few of these screws in my hand, right? That's what you're all thinking. All right, I'll grab a few. Yeah, we're not going to use a piano hinge. Yeah, I want to keep this very lightweight. I'm not going to enclose this armoire with any type of wood. I may wrap it with canvas. That would be nice. You know, it's in the shower. Oh, come on now. We're going to have a ceiling fan right here that'll help suck that moisture out. But, you know, every time I go out for extended stays in my van, I use the shower all the time. I have to wipe it down. You have to squeegee it dry. That's just the way it is. It's a function of living in the van. Okay. Oh my. Are you kidding me? Han, I'm going to take a shower. Oh boy. Look at that. So this will open fully 180. It's lightweight already. I'll tell you what, it's quite sturdy. These 45 trusses, that's all you need to keep the back from sagging. And so now the other one is a pantry, okay? The pantry, the actual box part of the pantry is going to be about this wide because I need this room in here for my, what do you call that, squeegee shower curtain? Is it a Nautica? Nautica? It's the shower curtain that pulls out, locks close, and then when you close it, it squeegees it. That's what I'm putting in this corner. That'll live there. And so the pantry box will just cradle that squeegee. Now this one's got to open first because if this was closed, you'd hit. So I'm going to make this one shallower, probably half. So that it can open past this, and then this one will open. And then when this thing's closed up, it's going to look like an armoire. Totally. It will be an armoire and a pantry. Well, this is good. I like this. What we are going to do in these two vans over the next 10 months is so exciting. I am so stoked to be working on these vans because the ideas, the innovation, it's going to be great. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I gotta show you what I got going on back there. Wait till you see this. Huh? How about that? Look. So you saw the galley being built out on the table. It's very similar to what I did for the Vagabonds, except we don't have the water tank at the base of this cabinet. The water tank is behind this panel. If you look here, I've got a microwave. Now we are talking, Sam and I are talking about, we have a microwave, a refrigerator, and a freezer, 3 separate components. So we have to decide if we're going to do refrigerator, microwave, or refrigerator, microwave, freezer. You know, we don't know yet. I'm looking at the drawer microwaves. If I put this microwave here, this is my preferred position because believe it or not, microwaves generate a lot of heat when you're using them, especially convection. And I'd like it to be here because it'll be wide open. It will not be enclosed in a cabinet. I know, microwaves are in every kitchen cabinet across the country, but they generate heat. This is not a home, okay? This is not your typical home residential kitchen. This is a van. I'm telling you, when I took apart my Pleasureway to make the microwave cabinet, okay. All right, we're inside the microwave cabinet. You should have seen the way they had that microwave wrapped in its own steel enclosure to keep the heat in. So my preference is to keep the microwave here use the drawer style. Very simple. Drawer opens, you take your stuff out, you put it right on the counter. We'll have an induction cooktop here, prep space here, nice big sink right here, big and deep. This is going to be a closed armoire, maybe. We've got another armoire here. You've got plenty of drawers for utensils. You've got your nice big cabinet for the drain, for your blender, and for your UV light triple filtration system for the water. So now, let me take you in the back here and show you what I got done back here so far. So, this is going to be a magnificent storage area. It's U-shaped, and you've got 2 tiers of storage all the way around. Pretty nice. Look at the lens. So, like I said, microwave is back here, right? This represents my I-beams. I had a series of aluminum I-beams made up. They're going to go down the line here to give us a clear span. So your bed is going to span this distance, as you've seen many builders do. But I'm going to make damn sure there's no bounce. I want it to be nice and solid. It's like you're living at the plaza. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, jeez, I'm not supposed to lift anything heavy. Come on now. Easy, buddy. Whew, sorry. I've got a 47-gallon freshwater tank here, and I've got my 600 amp hour Big Mama Luke battery here. Now, when I build this, it's going to be at a 1-inch 80/20, not 1.5 inches. And in doing so, it's going to allow me to let this battery sit correctly. Right now, I've got it laying on its side, which is not right. It's got to be laying flat on its bottom base. With 1 inch, these components will fit between the wheel wells. I know that because I measured. These 2 components are the heaviest components in the van. When you've got a full tank of water and you got your battery, then you've got your refrigerator here and your Corian countertop. These are the heavy items in the van. I've got them as far forward of the rear axle as I can go. Obviously, the further forward, the further towards the drive axle you can go with your heavy weight, the better. But we don't have that luxury here. I can't bring this stuff any far forward unless we flip-flop the whole van. It's just not practical. So at the very least, you keep this stuff over the wheel wells, in front of the axle. This is where my water side's going to be, very similar to the other van. The microwave is right here. Then I've got my water. My water pump is going to be here. The water fill is going to be on the same end of the Galley Peninsula, and we'll run that hose right along and in the top of the tank. We're pulling the water up from the bottom through a hole in the top of the tank. All my holes are in the top of the tank. It works very well. One of the issues we learned with Dave and Irene in the Vagabond van is when you're using that pickup tube and you're sucking the water up out of the water tank and you're pumping it through to your fixtures, then you turn it off. This side of the pump maintains pressure. This side, the pickup tube side, the water just drops back down into the tank. So when you turn the water on again, you've got this air bang that comes up because it's got to suck up that air again as well. So what we're doing now moving forward is using a check valve on the end of the pickup tube that's down at the bottom of the tank. So when you turn this pump off, the water will remain in the pickup tube. And you'll have continuity for the next time you turn it on. I've got to find a good spot for my reservoir. This is where we put our glycol, and then it gets pumped to the front where I have a heat exchanger that steals the heat from the engine glycol and brings it back, runs it through a heat exchanger that's in the water heater. Now, I've got that system developed and working in the Vagabond van. Works really well, maybe too well. These vans, these ProMaster vans run at 215 degrees. That's the engine glycol. Chassis engine glycol is 215. So I'm pumping our glycol up through a heat exchanger, and I'm grabbing that heat and bringing it back here. This water in the water tank is being heated to 150 degrees with this system. This tank, my reservoir of glycol is 170 degrees. All just a tad too hot. If you buy a water heater, a residential water heater, they come preset from the factory at 140 degree water. Most plumbers will turn it down to 120. So at 150 degrees, they're aware of it, and anybody that lives in a van, they do live in the moment. They are aware of things. They don't just go blindly through life. But I'd like to get these systems down. I'd like to get them down to 140, 130 degrees. Combination of things. We could do an intermittent on the pump. I could have a valve and an actuator up front. Getting too complex with all that. So what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to put an inline intercooler, an aluminum intercooler, about 12 inches long, under the van. These heater hoses run under the van and back. So if I put an intercooler in line when you're driving, it's going to cool down that glycol, which in turn will cool this down. In the winter months, you may want to put a little bit of insulation around that intercooler to defeat its purpose. But the systems that I've been running with are working very well. Dave and Irene just called me. They are 4,200 miles. They left here, they left New Jersey, and now they're in Oregon. They're in Newport, Oregon. 4,200 miles. Everything's working great. Max Air fan, we got some big problems with Max Air fans. I'm going to talk to you about that in a different video. But here's where we stand now. This is a nice, big, wide open area for storage. Do I end it here? I guess so.